Alright, welcome back. So we're going to continue with our trick here. So we're getting to use the sine rule, and so that's part of what happens in Maths 1. So we don't want to overemphasize it, but just keep it simple. So when you're doing your triangles, just as long as you're consistent, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, for the sine rule, you're not really looking to draw right angles. So just follow a convention and make sure you're consistent, okay? Because the triangle basically is going to have whatever you make it in terms of its parts, right? So it's a little hat there. So you can do A, but then you've got to have little a. B, but then you've got to have little b. C, but then you've got to have little c. So just as long as you're consistent, you can do it another way. It doesn't have to be that way, right? You could put A down here, but little a would be there. You could put B here, little b would be there. You could put C here, little c. It doesn't matter, just as long as you're consistent. Whatever you're doing, these rules will work for you. Okay, so in this case here for part 10, A is an angle, an apex, a 30-degree angle. B is a 53-degree angle, so I might make them, that one's a bit bigger, 30 and 53. So I'll go A is 30, I'll put 30 there, and 53 is over here. So that means that's going to be C. So that's my A and B. Now opposite my A is a little side, A is together. So that's the trick, getting them together. Okay, getting them together. B is 53, but little b is not known, you see? So there's B. So I'm deliberately leaving off A and B, letting you work out that you have to have your things worked out, okay? So what we're going to do is now we've got sine A and sine B. They make sense. It doesn't matter. Well, I could have put those angles there, but it doesn't matter. So we're going to have sine A over A is the same as sine B. It's a ratio over B. This is our unknown, okay? So we're going to have sine 30 over 8 is equal to sine 53 over B. Now B is our unknown. So how are we going to make B the subject? Well, you've got to times by B, haven't you? Okay, so you get B sine 30. Now we could change that because we know exact value is trig. We know that's a half. If you didn't know what I just said, that's a problem. Okay, because you haven't been doing your sheets. So B's are going to cancel. So they're going to cancel. Okay, the next thing we can do is multiply by 8. So 8 and 8. So they'll cancel. So we'll get, you've got to manage this gymnastics. You've got to manage how you do this. I wouldn't recommend doing it algebraically and then inserting the values in later. You could. I'd prefer you put the values in now, I think, and work around them. So 8 sine 53. That's because we multiplied by 8. Now all we've got to do is divide by sine 30. Divide by sine 30. Okay, so B is equal to 8 sine 53 in degrees. So the calculator's got to be in degrees. And we know that's a half anyway. Alright? And so what we'll get is, what are we going to get here? 12.8. Okay, approximately 12.8. So we better make that. Because it says to the nearest size of an angle to the nearest degree. Okay, to the nearest degree. And we don't want to overcomplicate things. Just get used to using it before you get too tricky doing other things. Okay, just get used to using your calculator and putting your values in before you get too complicated. Okay, now for 11, in this case 11, once A is 10 Angle A is 64 and C is 30. So it's a new problem. I don't mind moving away from that. Okay, we don't need to find any other angles or things. We can just work on this. Okay, so can we go straight to not doing a diagram now? We know it's sine over opposite, so we can say A is sine 64. So we can go straight to writing it. A is 10. Sine, now we're using A and C. Does that matter? No. Just as long as you know that you can write C. And we're finding C. Okay? So we're going to multiply through. We're going to do all that again. We're going to multiply by C and 10. And that'll clear the fractions. Okay? And then we're going to end up dividing by sine 64. Okay? So we multiply by C and multiply by 10. We'll get C sine 64 is equal to 10 sine 30. Sine 30 is a half, so that's now 5. Because of exact values trig, I'm mentioning it all the time now because I'm annoyed. Okay, I don't think the class has been doing enough work on my sheets. So divide by sine 64. Divide by sine 64. Okay, so therefore little c is equal to, let's do it. Well, that's a half, that's 5. That's 5 divided by, I'm going to do it because I just did it in my head. So what I'm going to do is prove to you that it's sine 30 is a half because I know exact values trig. A half times 10 is 5. So 5 divided by the sine of 64. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, 5.6. Nearest degree, the 6 is going up. So it's 5.6 degrees. Wow. Yes, we'll put approximate. Okay, so not difficult. Look, not difficult. Something I need you to come to terms with. Let's try that again, shall we? We won't draw the diagrams. We'll just do it. Okay, x, y, and big X is, so we're looking for x, y pairs. What's the rule? Sine y. Okay, sine y is the thing that we don't know. Ooh, it's a capital. Ooh, so it's a degrees. It's an angle. So in the sine rule, it's going to be sine. So we're going to have sine y over little y is 6 is equal to x. X is 11, sine 11 over x, and what's x? Ah, look at that, Simon. Now this is an easy one because we're just going to multiply by 6. And that will cancel, and sine y will be equal to 6 sine 11. Now wait a minute. What's our sine? How do we get y? We're going to have to do inverse sine, aren't we? We're going to have to do inverse. So can we do it of the whole bracket? Why not? I love that. Undo. What you do to one side, you do to the other. But we've got to put all that in. Yeah, that's one. You can do it. Undo. Gone. Angle y is equal to all of this. So let's have a go at that in the calculator. Okay? Let's clear all this stuff away. So let's have a look. So we've got sine 11 times 6 divided by 8 and sine to the minus 1. You've got to press alpha on yours. Okay. So that's going to approximate to the nearest degree, 8.2. Done. 8 degrees, 8.2. Okay. Wow. So we can work it out even if we, Just be patient. Be yourself. Be a mathsy person. Okay? Let's do another one. We're doing all these today, aren't we? X and Y. Well, we've got to find X. Okay, no problem. Let's do it this way. Sine X over X, which is 6, is the same as sine Y, which is what? 57, over little y, which is 10. So multiply by B. Wait a minute, why did I put B? Oh, because that's a 6. The 6. So multiply by 6. They'll cancel. So sine X will be equal to 6 sine 57 over 10. Oh, how do we get to X? Undo. I hear you cry. Arc sine. Undo. I'm going to do it. Arc sine. Wait a minute. What are you doing? Where did you get arc sine from? Arc sine and sine to the minus 1 are the same thing. Okay? That guy there, same. It's about the form, isn't it? So that's undo. So we're left with X arc sine. Let's have a look on the calculator. Get rid of all the rubbish. So what have we got? 57. 57 sine. Thank you very much. Times 6. Divide by 10. And we need to arc sine that, or sine to the minus 1. Either way. Trigonometry, second value, there it is, sine to the minus 1. Okay. 30.2 to the nearest degree is approximately 30.2 to the nearest degree. It's 30 degrees. Okay? That's what we're saying, 30 degrees. Very, very good. Okay? Now, when we get a change of triangle, we need to identify if, what was that? If, what's missing? So we've got P. Where's angle P? No. Q, where's angle Q? No. R, and little r. So this is not the sine rule now. This is going to be the cosine rule. That's the same triangle. It's just that we have to choose one of these. That's all. Okay, now the clue to this is R, the angle, and R. So when you come up here, you're looking to see R, the angle. So it doesn't matter which one you use, as long as you know which is which. So this is quite a hard one because I'm going to write this up here, a squared. Now, I always do it like this, b squared, just some means of remembering. Oops, they go together. Big ones. Now, these up here, they've always got the other ones. So b squared plus c squared minus 2bc. This will be a squared plus c squared minus 2ac, the other one. See how there's a little gap? The others. This one will be a squared plus b squared minus 2ab. That's a match, isn't it? So it's just a little memory aid to help you figure that out. So for question 14, we haven't got A, B's and C's. We've got P, Q's and R's. P, Q's and R's. Wow. So we need R squared. We need R squared because that's what we've got to find. And we're going to recreate, this is quite difficult, R squared. So that means I've got cos R. I see the pattern. Now it's the others. PQR. So we're going to have p squared plus q squared minus 2pq. So that's going to be our version. Okay? R squared will be equal to 5 squared plus 6 squared minus 2 times 5, 6, cos 60. You know what I'm going to say, don't you? Exact values trig. Do it in your head. I'm going to do it in my head because I'm annoyed. 25 plus 36. 2 5s are 10 minus 60 times this. 60 degrees. That's a half. How did he know that? Out of his head. The exact values trig. We've been doing the sheets for 5 weeks. Why don't you know that? So that's 60 times a half. So this is 25 plus 36 minus 30. So 36 minus 36, 25 plus 6 is, should be 29. Should be 25. No. 25 will be 6, 31. So if r squared is 31, r is the square root of 31. So what's the square root of 31? You ask. There it is. 5.56. So that's going to be 5.6. Okay. So there's a way to do it. There's always a way to do it. Okay. I'm just trying to help you discover your ways to do it. Okay. That's all. So that's been okay. All right. What about 15? QRP again. PRQ again. Oh dear, oh dear. So PRQ, we'll do 15. What about 15? Okay. We don't need to be too worried. Okay. Find P this time. So it'll be P squared is equal to cos P. So there you go. Then it's the others. Q squared plus R squared minus 2QR. Oh, we got there. The others. The others. Does that help? Others. Okay. So we can put it in. P squared is equal to 10 squared plus 5 squared minus 2 times 10 times 5 times cos 154. Okay, you got me. I don't know what cos 154 is. Okay, 100 plus 5, 25 is 125. 50 times 2 is 100 minus 100, but you've got to do the cos 154 first. So put it in the bracket. Okay. So we're going to do cos 154. 154 cos times 100. Okay, and then we're going to minus the minus, we're going to add it. Okay, so we're going to put that in the memory. Then we're going to go 125 minus, memory recall, 214.87 to 214. 879 dot dot dot. Now we're going to take the square root of that. That gives us 14.6. 14.65. So that'll be 14.65, I think. 14.65. Well, no, it wants 1, doesn't it? 14.7. There you go. That's the length. Taking the square root of 214. So there's a lot of work with the causes. You know what? I'd like to be able to tell you that it's something that you can just assimilate, but it's one of those annoying things you have to practice. I guess that's why we're doing the video, isn't it? Now, I don't know why the numbers change here. What happened to 16, 17 and 18? They're elsewhere. We'll find them later. All right, let's have a look at that. Hopefully you're getting an idea of how to build up your equations. So we're looking at 19. So A19, A, B, C. Now we've got these 30 things, so that'll be a bit of fun. But what's the angle? Find angle A. And we've got A, so find angle A. But we've got an A, so that's all right. We'll have to do it with A squared. A squared is equal to cos angle A, because that's the unknown, that's the one we want to find. So it's the others now. So we've got B squared plus C squared minus 2 lots of A, B, C. That's what it is, a product. So that could go, that's fine. We've got to do that little bit first. Now we can put the numbers in. A is 2 root 5. Be careful. We've got to square it. Oh, gee, we've got to do all these squares. Root 5 squared. Be disciplined. Put your squares in. 2 lots of B. Root 5. Put them in a bracket. C. 4. Cos A. Now it's clear that cos A. Now we can't just do anything yet because we've got to undress this as a product here, right? So algebraically we have to deal with the numbers. So this is going to be 5 plus 16. Right, so what we're going to do is have 5 plus 16. I'll just remove that and make it as working. Okay, make it as working, and then we'll have 5 plus 16 is 21. So that's 21. So we're going to subtract. You think we'll subtract 21? Yeah, that's all right. We can subtract 21. What you do to one side, you do to the other. Now, what's happening here? That's going to get a square. That's going to get a square. So that'll stay as a 5, but this will become a 4. 4 times a 5 is a 20. So I'll have 20 minus 21 is equal to my. Maybe I just rushed that a bit. I better go back. Okay, so this will be 2 squared root 5 squared minus 21 minus 2. Now what have we got here? 4 2s are 8. So 8 root 5 cos A. So we'll finish this off. 2 2s are 4. That'll be 5, won't it? That's 20. Minus 21. Okay. So cos A, so 20 minus 21 will be minus 1. So we're going to divide by this. So cos A is equal to 1 over 8 root 5. So how do we undo the cos? We go cos to the minus 1. Arc cos. That's undo. What you do to one side, you do to the other. And so A is equal to whatever that says. So let's do it on the calculator. So I'm going to clear all this away. So 8 root 5, so we'll go 5 root times 2 is equal to, we'll just pop that in the memory and go 1 divide by memory recall equals, so that's our cos. So cos to the minus 1 is this one, so we get 77. Just going to check that. 1 divided by 8 divided by equals 5. Just checking that. So it's 86.795 dot dot dot, which approximates to 86.8. So just be careful when you're doing your divisions. I'm not sure what I did before, but anyway, just got to do it. So I can do 8 times 5 the square root. Put that in the memory. 1 divided by, I think this is what I did before. That's the same number. So I'm not sure what I did, but I made a mistake. There you go, getting the same result. So just check them, okay? Just check what you're doing, okay? All right, so then we've got 20 and 21. I'll do those to finish off this video, and I'll start a new one afterwards. So a little way to go yet. Just managing your A, B, C, and find B. So that's our, we're going to have B squared cos B, then we do the others, okay? So A squared plus C squared minus 2 lots of AC times that. So now we can put the values in. 2 root 2 all squared is equal to 2 root 2 all squared plus 2 squared minus 2 times 2 root 2 times 2 times cos B. I know, right? I know it's a lot. So 2 root 2 is going to be 4, 2, these are 8. 2 root 2 squared is 8. Plus 4. Now 2 root 2 times, now that's 4. 2 root 2 times 4, okay? 2 root 2 times 4 is going to be 8 root 2 minus 8 root 2. 2 2s are 4, 2s are 8, so we're just multiplying the real parts. Okay, times cos B. Now we have to respect this boundary here, this algebraic boundary. So we can do the 8 and 4 is 12, and then we'll subtract 12 from both sides. Now 8 minus 12 is minus 4. Minus 4 minus 8 root 2 cos B. So we can divide now by minus 8 root 2 both sides. So cos B, they'll cancel. So cos B is equal to 4 over 8. Now that'll cancel, and we'll go into that twice. So cos B is equal to 1 over 2 root 2. Now that's a scaled side. Alright, so we can take the coses. That's undo. What you do to one side, you do to the other. And so B will be equal to whatever that is. So going back to our calculator again, just taking a lot of care with your work, okay? So 2 root 2, we can do 1 divided by 2 divided by root 2, okay? I'm going to check it in a minute, so I can take the second function, cos, 69.29 degrees, okay, which is good. So 69 degrees rounded. 69 degrees. Now let's check it, because I did 1 divided by 2 root 2, so on and so forth. So this time I'm going to go 2 times root 2, stick it in the memory, 1 divided by memory recall, and take the second function of that, 69.2. That's good. Okay. Okay, 69. That'll do. Okay, so nearest degree. That's the justification for that. All right, so we're getting through them all right. I'll just do one more and then I'll stop the video. So we've got A, B, C, and we want C. So we're going to have C squared is equal to cos C. There you go. And then the others. A squared plus B squared minus 2AB times this. Okay? So put them in. 7 squared equals 3 squared plus 5 squared minus 2 times 3 times 5 times cos C. Okay? So we can do the 49. 9 plus 5, 9 and 25 again, 34. Now 5, 15 minus 30 cos C. So you could do plus 30 and all the swapping around. It's up to you how you do your gymnastics. I'm just going to keep it simple. 39 minus 34, 49 minus 34, 49 minus 34, 15. So 15 equals minus 30, cos C. So we're going to divide by minus 30. Now that's minus a half. Exact values trig time. Where is cos minus a half? In other words, where is x? So I could do all of that, but I'm going to say by exact values trig, it's minus a half. So I'm going to do it differently. You can unpack that with algebra, but I'm wanting a negative a half. There's my exact values trig. 1, 2. So theta is 2 lots of pi on the bigger angle as a smaller denominator. Now we're in degrees, so that's got to be 120 degrees. I'm sorry, but I'm just showing you how it works going into Maths 1. If you can do the undo, that's great, but we're better here. This is minus a half, isn't it? Did you get that? Okay, if you got that, you're going to win in Maths 1. All right, so that's a little bit churlish, but, you know, I love teaching you guys and I love helping you. And it's just my frustration that I don't think you've been doing enough with your exact values trig. All right, let's leave it for that, and I'll be back soon.